final tip on how corporations can evolve in 2024. Number 11, bring yourself to work. We have been talking about how emotions try to be avoided at work, how our expectations try to deny aspects of ourselves where we feel like we're at fault, when something is just a request for the way in which a company wants to operate and believes it should in order to get the success and harmony that it is seeking. It's not personal. I'm also certified in neuro-linguistic programming. The brain doesn't know the difference from what it hears as to what is its own and what is not. We naturally make things personal. We cannot stop being humans when we come to work. We cannot not bring ourselves to work. So why not allow ourselves to bring ourselves to work and then figure out how to work with who we actually are? I put a story in my article, which is not easy to hear, but I used to experience a lot of emotional abuse with my ex-husband. He used to block the door often when it was time for me to go to work and go through his whole brigade of putting me down. Eventually, I would make it out the door and get to work as quickly as I could. And I'd have the car ride to process those emotions and release them because I can't bring those emotions to work, right? And even if I was still like slightly sad when I got there, of course, I loved my work. I was a fitness director, and my work would quickly sweep me up, and that would also help shift my mood. But there was one day I was not successful at being able to shift my mood. And the night before, I had realized after seeking all sorts of professional help and really assessing what my goals are in life, that this was pretty much a hopeless situation with thinking that things were going to get better with my ex-husband. He also turned violent that night, and I was not going to be hit physically. So I got out of there quickly in the middle of the night. I went and found a hotel, but I did not sleep that night. I cried through the night. I was supposed to teach yoga first thing in the morning. I was the fitness director. I had to be the one who was the reliable one. How was I going to find a sub in the middle of the night for a morning class? So I went into the class and brought all my emotions with me because I couldn't hide them. But I just kept putting the students in forward fold where you're folding the body forward and you can't see me. So they couldn't see that I couldn't control my tears that day. They thought it was a great class. I couldn't wait to get out of there so I could stop showing my emotions because we're not supposed to do that at work and in public. Let's turn that around. What if there was another scenario? What if it was actually socially and professionally acceptable for me to walk in and say, I'm a mess today? And I'd probably even have trouble saying that because I had the tears there and, right, the frog in the throat and all the emotions. And maybe that's all I needed to say. I'm a mess today. Maybe I could say a little bit more. Like, I've actually been experiencing a lot of emotional abuse at home. And last night, my husband started to get violent. So I left in the middle of the night to protect my physical safety, but I did not sleep last night. And I'm feeling awful emotionally. Just to be honest. I mean, so I'm going to do my best with you that I can. I'm going to put you in forward folds and then you don't have to notice this. What likely would have happened if I did that, in all honesty, especially after having spent years giving so much to that community and them being a very mature community, they would have said, oh my God, and comforted me for a few minutes instead of needing for them in that moment, and then said, hey, We know how to do this yoga practice. You go take care of yourself. We'll take over. So imagine how many times in work things can actually happen sometimes without you or create space for the emotions. Because what happens? I can recover more quickly if I go take care of myself and come back in full force. Also, I'm not bringing negative emotions to the workplace and then causing more conflicts, which bring back time and bring back productivity. So we may be surprised at having more of that honesty, at how much time we can actually save by taking care of what's truly happening in the moment. And we also have so many tools to help take care of any conflicts that do arise in reaction to what is happening in the workplace so that we can save more of that time, not hold those long life grudges that reduce our ability to work harmoniously together. Now, I wanted to share this with us because we cannot not be ourselves. So let's figure out how we can be ourselves at work and get to the results that we're seeking, but probably even faster. Blessings, and thank you so much for coming on this journey.